Those dark and somber days when rhythm lingers in a maze. Those Bible black and starless nights when syncopation's lost its bite. Melodies lost inside my head, left unused and left unread. I'm trapped by a voodoo and bewitched by some crazy blues. Rock and rolling, turn to walk and strolling. The blues have taken my soul and blown it. What's the point of crying? It's no use. My guitar strings have turned to rust. Keyboard out of reach collecting dust. All because of the shadows from those blues. Yeah, I'm trapped by a voodoo and bewitched by some crazy blues. Whoa, I've got me voodoo and it's turning my rhythm the blues. Where does the story go when it's choked on a vomit of prose, with inspiration drying out, drifting through some wordless drought? Negative thinking with this domain, inside a barrel of a man insane. I'm trapped by a voodoo and bewitched by some crazy blues. They rock and rolling, jump, walk and strolling. The blues have taken my soul.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. That was a band called Pieces of the Mind. They are an English 60s band that came out with a really minor hit, and they didn't make it, but they still rock and roll and produce songs, and I thought that was just a great little number. Thanks, Lisa, for stepping in. If you're interested in coming on up, I will put the link in chat. If you don't, I totally understand. There are days when I just want to hang out and chat and, not have to talk, I guess. So, yeah, today I'm coming on here and discussing a little bit of Gobekli tepe and a few more things. I've got a few surprises, and I rarely drink. I drink maybe 4 or 5 times a year, maybe. But today, because of the heat, I grabbed a strawberry hard lemonade here, so I'm going to crack that. Normally, I do these episodes with tea, but it's just too muggy. It's kind of muggy here. I don't want to deal with anything hot. Hold on a sec. That was as good as it sounded. No problem. Like I say, I totally get it. There are times when I just want to hang out and chat and drink my own beverage and eat something and listen to somebody else. Totally get it. We finally have had some heat here. So I'm really jazzed to actually crave a cooler drink. Because up here in the Northwest, we tend to drink our coffee. And it's true. So let me get some things out of the way here and get my thingamabobber set up. Hold on. Excuse me. We're first going to talk about Gobekli tepe. They found this site, as most people know, even if you're not into this stuff, you've heard it in the news, several years ago, buried under a mound, and it was intentionally buried. That is the key to it all. this wasn't, just ages of dust blowing over it. They had carefully buried this site, probably in an attempt to protect it. They date it back to at least 10,000 years ago, which goes along with a lot of our stories that something happened back then. The Great Flood, an asteroid, a combination. We don't really know, or maybe we do, and they're just not letting us know. Once again, the Smithsonian Institute, they're the real bad guys in all of this. Anyway, yes, Gobekli Tepe. It was, as you can see, barely let me get on it. Let me get on this picture here. Hold the ponies. Okay, here we go. You can see they've barely touched the surface here. This gentleman owns the land, and he obviously grows things you can see around it. But I think they're going to just purchase the whole thing and excavate it, because they're finding a lot underneath here. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And what's also interesting about this site, going in deeper, is you can see that they did a lot of carvings, and obviously they believe this is Scorpio, and they were boggled with this at first, but they believe now that this represents Sagittarius. Not going into a long story of how the star constellation lines up and everything, but they've broken it down, and they focused a lot on Sagittarius and Scorpio in these things. And before I leave this picture, hold on a second, I just want to point out at the top, the bags, or basically I would say they're bags of some sort. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because at the end of this, I'm going to tie it in with the Sumerians again. So yeah, they dug up this site. It is at least 10,000 years old. It is very well preserved because it was intentionally buried. Hold on a second. I'm going to go to my next picture if I can here. Okay, here we are. A lot of clicking. A lot of clicking there. Okay, so on this picture, as they excavated it, this is an older picture. They've done a lot more since then. You can see that it does take on, again, the Stonehenge thesis, circular temples, places to gather. It almost makes me wonder two things here. Had Stonehenge been buried like this was, would there have been carvings that didn't wear off because of the weather and time that it has endured? I kind of think there might have been something along the similar lines of this up in England. But yeah, they're doing a great job here. And see how these stones are perfectly placed? Excuse me today. We've been dealing with a lot of wind here, and of course, some health issues. Just pick a one. It's working on me very well. These stones were very well placed to preserve this. So I just thought, this period of time, these people knew something was coming, and they paid attention a lot to the stars, to the constellations, astrology, astronomy. So yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff, isn't it? Let's see here. Oh, and the way I'm going to tie all of this in, I did a show a while back on the Sumerians, and it was a great show. As a matter of fact, I had another woman, her channel is Spirit in the Sky Blue. And we're discussing this for like probably about 45 minutes. But if you notice, again, the two men on the outer sides are carrying these purses. And it's been a big question because these purses not only show up in the Sumerians, now they show up in Gobekli Tepe. They also show up in South America in the Aztec carvings there as well. Thank you for letting me have that pause. But what's most interesting with this conversation I had with Spirit in the Sky Blue was the floral dome tube thing that they're standing around in the middle. Recently, it was brought to people's attention that it was a Wi-Fi tower. It is a communication center. And then the little guy with the wings floating over it is symboling communication. And what's on the left is also repeated on the right, like mirror reflection you would see in anything nowadays, right? So it was another gentleman's thought that this was demonstrating communication. And holding the pine cones behind the two gentlemen's heads there is a whole different topic I may take off again on one day on, but it's very interesting that they also put that in. If it is indeed a source of communication they're representing here, then the pineal gland has something very much to do with it. And also, we both noticed that they didn't make this communication dome tower Wi-Fi thing look metallic like everything else. You know, they're holding bags and swords and, you know, it's very floral. So what came to mind is, did these people find a way to communicate through flora? Oh, excellent. Yes. I'll look him up. Matthew LaCroix. I love this stuff. So did they find a way to communicate somehow through flora? They know that mushrooms don't just grow superficially on the ground like we think they do. There's a whole network of fungi going underneath most of the planet, and they do interconnect with themselves, meaning you can poke a mushroom on this tree and 7-8 trees later, that mushroom will get the signal that there's something going on with this mushroom. They send signals to each other through this vine network. Mushrooms they're a very interesting topic all into their own. And I don't mean the psychedelic kind, but you know. But yes, I mean, well, maybe they did. Maybe they ate these flowers or mushrooms and could communicate with each other. Something, it's like, I don't think they would go too far out on a limb to be symbolic here. It's almost like this could be taken literally. I think the guy floating on top is a representation of travel, like Mercury, you know, flying through the air with information. Yeah, this is very interesting. But what I noted was that in Gobekli Tepe, they carry the same bags, you know, so it's really interesting that the bag thing, many have speculated, you know, it's their communication devices, it's their breathing apparatus. I mean, you can go on and on with that one. So I'm going to take that down and I'm going to come back with that on the end here. Hold on a second. I'm just taking down some pictures so I can bring up some more. Also inside of Gobekli Tepe that was interesting was on these figures. You can see, like, this is the bigger part of this statue is a man, and you can see his hands are wrapping around in front. And this is a close-up of his belt. Well, on the side, there's this H with circles around, you know, semicircles around it. And most of us with a modern mind would gravitate to this being some kind of symbol for some kind of element, like H, hydrogen, or whatever they would conceive. And the brackets, it's like what it holds within it. And also, if you notice, the front buckle is like a U, or a cup. Some have speculated that just simply represents the universe because it's pointing up. It's the cup reaching up, and standing for the universe here. And what I also found interesting with this, this U shape, is also on other structures. The U shape also has a U going upside down. Here, let me get on the U on the structure not only goes up like it does in the belt, it also goes upside down. And they also found the Aborigines use this symbol a lot. My personal hit is if indeed this is the universe going, or is it us? I'm just saying, I think it's just as above, so below. Here's the humans, here's the heavens, and here's the plane that we either stand on or the veil that we have yet to break through to be able to touch both sides at the same time. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting. Mittens, hello, how are you? I'm glad you stopped in. I haven't filmed much in the way of the moon. I should have the other night. Oh my gosh, it was so gorgeous here. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was a huge yellow moon here. And yeah, Mittens has some great stuff on his channel, and I ran some of his moon shots a couple live streams ago. Really good stuff, and thank you for letting me use that. I'm talking about a little bit of Gobekli Tepe, just tapping in on some ideas, getting a gist of what has been buried. Yeah. That's just it. I don't have a camera that can capture a really great shot of the moon. I go out there with my cell phone and it's like, yeah, right. Anybody can do it. Anybody can capture that shot, But I don't know if about a month ago, there was some great video of craft going around the moon, 3 ships. This could not have been, what do you call, techie created. It was as authentic as I think you can get. Yeah, it was a huge yellow moon here, very bright. And it brought us actually some decent weather because we've just been sitting in the rain. So, yeah, and check out Lisa Hauserman. She has some great commentary and a really fun show on Sundays. That is for sure. I'm having a blast on your Sunday shows. Everybody's really interesting and light. It's a light show. It's a fun show. So, hold on a second here. Just trying to get some things down and bring this up. I'm just going to change it up for a second here. Stepping out of Gobekli Tepe. This is something I thought was pretty interesting. I will not run the audio, but I will run the video if I can get to it. I wish I had 2 screens when I do this stuff, but I don't. It's just one screen. Okay, so check this out. See this woman? She's an anchor news person, but she is AI. Yes, people, she is totally generated. Now, let me turn up her voice for just a second.
主播亲王，我将会在今年全国两会期间与大家见面。 我和我的搭档
This is my very first day in Xinhua News Agency. My voice and appearance are modeled on Zhang Zhao, a real anchor with Xinhua. The development of the media industry calls for continuous innovation and deep integration with the international advanced technologies. I will work tirelessly to keep you informed as texts will be typed into my system uninterrupted.
Yeah, that's trippy. That'd be trippy. So our news anchors, oh, did I do something here? Let me go back. I'm going to show this, just the visual part of it. There we go. So our news anchors, I think, are going to be losing their jobs. They're just going to do AI. This is virtual AI characters repeating what the man said, whatever's been typed into him. So, yeah, and this is actually rolling out in China. Mm-hmm. Coming to a U.S. city near you. Yep, that's what I have to say. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And I'm sorry if I'm not answering quite. I know it seems like there's quite a delay on here, so I'm sorry if I'm not answering you guys right on top here. It's, as you know, it's a little waffly some days. Some days you get some nice stream, and other days it's 45 seconds later or something. It's crazy. And then, yes, I was just talking to Lisa about the lag in the uploads of these live streams. I mean, they're kind of there if you really go and search them out, but they don't come up on the main pages for hours. I mean, I think one of my videos took, I want to say, almost 7 hours before it finally popped out. Crazy, crazy stuff. I don't know if it's because it's being taxed or what's going on here. Yes, but also do follow Tech World if you're interested in this stuff. It's a really good channel to catch these very odd things. Excuse me. Like I said, I rarely drink. And I mean, I'm really pushing it with a strawberry hard lemonade here. Watch out. You don't know what's going to come out after I've had one of these. Oh, and I also should say, for my stony friends, see if I can capture it. Barely. The screen is not going to let it. Anyway, I've been dabbing today, and it's called Island Girl by Rolling Stone. Anyway. Okay, great. Yeah, this is, I think our news anchors need to be looking at this. I also think that this is going to really quickly roll out in other areas too. I can't bring anything really to mind right now, but anything that has to, okay, here's a good one. Here's a real good one. They've been wanting this for a long time. You go into your McDonald's and you walk up to a counter that has an AI standing there. And not only is this AI standing there, they judge you by your age, sex, race, and create the AI that's most pleasant for you to take your order. That's what's coming soon. And as they roll out more and more of this, my concern is they'll need people less and less, maybe. I don't know. But I just thought that was, yeah, this is going to, Spirit in the Sky Blue, I was just talking about you. I miss you so much. Oh, hello. I was just saying with the Sumerians. Let me bring it up again. Let me bring this up again. I'm so excited you're here. Hold on. There we go. Stop my screen and bring up this again and start my screen. Yeah, several streams ago, we were talking Spirit in the Sky Blue, and she brought up a great point. We're saying, why are we taking this so figuratively that it could be a literal communication center, but it's through flora. It's through flowers. Do they eat them? Do they touch them? Does the flora send some message into the waves? I mean, it's just, I keep going back to the flora thing with this. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, we are just talking about Gobekli Tepe a few seconds ago, and kind of connected this in because at Gobekli Tepe, they also have the bags, the infamous bags, So if I can, I'll always tie in, the color-coordinated fashion statement. Yeah, exactly. I thought that was just a great hit because it could be figurative, like, I don't know, but I think it is more literal. I do. I think it's saying that there's something about communicating, and also with the pineal glands, with the pine cones held up behind them. Maybe they're not pine cones. So, this is a very rough interpretation, but yeah, this I do believe is discussing communication, sending messages back and forth. And I'm just still intrigued with all of that. And then I also brought up this. Oh, I didn't bring up this one. Here's another shot of a Gobekli Tepe statue. Here again, there's a shape of an H, or it looks like a broken circle. This looks like it was a circle in here, or an H. And you can see there's this swooping, I'm sorry, I'm touching it and it wants to create things. This swooping, I guess you could call it moon shape with a donut on top of it. Now, in the article, they thought this was the moon. I do not. I am a big follower of the Thunderbolt Project, where they believe our planets were much closer at one time. And these are representations of Saturn when either Venus or Mars crossed the center of it, and behind it was Jupiter. It was like all three planets lined up, and they created this type of aura. So I think it's talking more about the celestial times. And if indeed this is only 10,000 years old, I don't know, 10 to 26,000 years old, probably. This all happened very shortly. This is not, those billions and billions of years ago. This is recent history as far as tens of thousands of years ago goes. That's pretty recent. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And also, hold on a second. I kind of closed some things up here. I was just saying, I've got this little one screen, and I try to cram all these pictures. Let me bring one back up. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Nope. Nope. I'm almost there. Hold on. Okay, yeah, this one. We use this one. We be doing this one. We be doing this one. I brought this up too. So also, as you can see, the U line and the opposite UN is also here on Gobekli Tepe as well. And these are Aborigines in Australia, I believe. So that's pretty far away for symbols, But as I was saying, they were saying that this bottom part on a belt buckle represented the universe, but it also could represent, man on land and, the two hands of God, as above, so below. What you reap, you will sow. I mean, I can go on for days and days. I can almost make a song again. Oh, please don't get me started. I just put a song out. Don't get me starting to write songs about this. So anyway, yeah, I am very, very curious about just simple symbolism, getting back to the roots. Yeah, the electric universe. I really believe, I think they're onto something there. That it's not this void, vacuum that, at least our Milky Way, our galaxy is electromagnetic. It's full of plasmas and gases, and some things light up and other things put things out. I mean, it's just all the elements working their charm through electricity. And the bottom line is here, we are all basically kind of like bags of water with electricity running through it. And we're all made up of the earth. We're just little earth creatures, full of water and electricity. That's it. And then we come into this world. Somehow our soul finds its way into the center of that little thing we walk around in. Yes, there you go. A polar configuration. I mean, it can represent so much, north, south. But what's most interesting here, that recently for me with Gobekli Tepe. Oh, here I go searching for pictures again. Hold on. Oh yeah, I got it. No, I do not got it. Let me put that one away. It's this one. Yep. Let me make it bigger. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. We've all had some very different weather, it sounds like, across the country. Here, seasonably cooler, but the rain nonetheless. Okay, so here, what's most interesting to me, the recent find, is they kept looking at these, I guess, a type of dodo bird. And they weren't sure, at one point what this actually represented. But anyway, I think they clued in on the fact that because the bottom shows the scorpion, it definitely is Scorpio. They believe that this bird actually represents Sagittarius. And this Scorpio Sagittarian theme runs really heavy through Gobekli Tepe. Now, I'm also wondering, are they trying to mark their time? Like, this is when this happened, when we were in the age going between Sagittarius into Scorpio. Just a thought. Or when this came, it came through the signs of Sagittarius and Scorpio. And Ophiuchus is actually the sign that's in between the two, and a lot of folklore points to that through. So this is just really interesting for me. I think it's marking a time the best they could with what they had. I think these temples seem to be, to me, seem to be put up post-apocalyptic. I don't think these were up and then something happened. I think something happened, they put these up, and then something happened again. That's where I'm at. There was like a leeway between several cataclysms. And if you line that up with the Thunderbolt project, yes, as Venus was crossing through, it messed up Mars, it almost messed up Earth really big time. Was that our great flood? Was that the great upheaval? Did that melt the glaciers once and for all? Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And I'm so glad everybody stepped in. Hold on just a second. Please excuse me. Like I said, even though it's been very hot here, it's been very windy. And I just have allergies and health issues. My gosh. And then I get to talking. It just all adds up, people. All adds up in life, I'm telling you. So, yeah, if anyone wants to come up and chat, it's open. And if you don't, no problem. I totally get it. I totally get it. I don't really have much more today than what I've presented. Oh, I can show you something cute, though, before I decide to start winding this down. I think you might like this. Hold on. We'll get rid of that. Let's bring this up a little bigger. Hoping you guys can see this. I thought this was cute. I just thought this was just a really cute find in the midst of it all. Okay, hold on. So this woman was in lockdown at her parents' house. And she saw all the pictures they had on the wall of her, her brothers, her sisters, and her family, right? Most of us have seen this in our family's hallways and dining rooms and everything, right? Well, while she was staying there, the little sneaky Pete, hold on a second. Oh, here we are. Sneakily colored the pictures. Hold on if I can get this in all the way for you. She sneakily colored all the pictures of the family and everything, and then replaced them and tried to see how long it would take her parents to notice that they weren't the real pictures. They were crayon drawings that she'd been doing over the days. Is that hilarious? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. And she said in the article, it took her parents about 4 days to realize that these pictures were not the real pictures while she was staying there. I just thought that was cute. That is just, to me, that is just a clever person. And let me see, where can you find this article? Yeah, Karen Vogler, she was in Massachusetts in quarantine with her parents. She drew them and replaced them one by one, and it took about 4 days before they noticed. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Oh, what can you say? You gotta find the humor where you can find the humor. And I guess I'm going to just make this a short one today. I have been gone, and I know, isn't that hilarious? Oh, Lisa, if you want to come up, I'll hang. I'll hang if you want to come up, or if you just want to have me talk much ado about nothing, I will. Yeah, I just start running out of things, and I just don't want to, bore people. I can bring myself up. Let me bring myself up. There I am, all decked out in Sumerian and black light. Yeah. Oh, what was I doing? I was looking for something. I was going to show you something else. I have some things. I collect really weird things here. Really strange stuff. Hold on. I may not be able to find it now because, some people may not appreciate this. I'm going to put it up anyway because it is just how you feel sometimes. But it's just a little meme of the day. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm juggling screens and things. Everything just doesn't seem to want to fit. Yes. That's me. Is that adorable? Look at that doggy. Look at that doggy. So cute. Just when you're the right amount of high. I'll leave that up for a sec. Yeah, so I haven't been on for a while. I've been busting out chores and things, the nice weather. It's brought the opportunity to go and do those outside things that I've been wanting to do. And I've been doing them. Boy, have I been doing them. We got our garden started. We're keeping our garden simple this year. I know. It's like yesterday it was 82 here. Today it's a pleasant 67, I would say, kind of, sort of, 68, pleasant. But it's going to get cold again tomorrow. And that's my issue. It's like I'm having trouble with hot and cold and hot. And, my bloodstream can't get used to it. I like the gradual increase and decrease. We've had a few summers here like that too, where it would just go from regular 70 something to 110 for 2 weeks straight. And it's like, what? That's not normal, not up here. Yes, and we're not used to 80. You guys are probably laughing. 82-degree weather. We are not used. That's hot for us up here. We are not used to it. We are not used to that. We are a bundle or uppers. And yeah, I'm trying to look at some other things I've pulled up here. Hold on. What can I entertain you with next? I've got all kinds of things, but they don't kind of line up. Well, I guess I could bring up, I'll tell you what, I'll bring up a few more things of the Sumerians. I've done this before with Spirit in the Sky Blue, but while we're at it, let's just take a peek at a couple of these and see. Okay. And see some similarities again. As you can tell, the bags, I'm going to just keep pointing them out. The Pradas, the Kate Spades. Yeah, I know, isn't it a cute doggy? Here you see they're standing around the communication device. Now, what's interesting about this one, the guy that's flying, as you can see, is sending like a charge or a rope down to each one of them. Oh, with that U-shaped thing again. And it's going around the communication device that looks kind of like flowers. This one's a little more mechanical looking, though, as you can see. And the characters standing behind the men are Horus type figures, the bird head guys, not the men guys. So anyway, there's a comparison. And then there was one other that, I think it was this one. Yes. Let me blow this one up. Oh, yeah, Lisa. Oh, hold on. Lisa, stay put. What am I thinking? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Hold on. Kabam. Vanessa Kitty, I didn't see you slipping in here. Hi, how are you? Okay, everybody's got the blue woo. I know. They took away the channel connection in chats now. I heard two things. I heard one, the shows, those subbing up shows, AAP and TR, they kind of talk like, yeah, there we go. What do you call those announcers at trades and stuff? Anyway, they wanted to stop those shows. They thought that was not the right use of YouTube, to have those shows where you go on and you sub up to everybody. And then I also heard that while people are in chats, somebody doesn't like a comment or something, they could easily click to go over to someone's channel and harass them over there. And I guess they were saying it was stopping drama. I do not know if either are true. That's just the hearsay. But it's sad, isn't it? It's like another form of connection. It's like it's the virtual 6 feet of separation now on YouTube. Don't get too close. Don't follow channels. Yes. Thank you for noticing that, Lisa. It only gives the negative approach to somebody and something. And as far as reporting somebody on a chat, I haven't seen, yes, I've seen some drama, but I haven't seen it escalate to the point where you have to bring in, the social police. You just block them. And the notifications are nutsoid wrong. I love all you people. I try to go see your shows. I try to, stay very connected, and you don't show up. And I mean, everybody in general, people don't show up in my page. They might show up in my little sidebar with the little red icon. Some don't. I know there's going to be a show at such and such time. I'll go into their channel. Sure enough, they've got a live show. Nothing in notifications. Nothing. It is really sad times, as far as that goes. Yes, they're squeezing the connection mode, if I can say that, but it's like walking into someone's restaurant. It's their place of business, so you have to kind of go with their policy. All I can do right now, here's a good one. While we're all gathered here, let's just put out a mental thought that a channel, a website, just as nice as YouTube comes along, and we can all go there. And it's just this perfect website for us. Let's manifest it. I know some people tried to manifest it on DLive and it didn't go well, I heard. DLive has been squeezing them out too, unfortunately. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go back to one more picture. Where is it? Did I just bring out two? I guess I did. Oh, I did. And I didn't talk about this one yet. Hold on. Okay. Here's my last picture of the day. This one I like because it shows the communication, I think. See this woman, she's standing like in this aura, this beam or something. And this person is like talking to her. I just get the hit in this little piece right here. Like I get the hit of, hologram, communication. You can send communication. A person can see you. I could be so off base, but also again, notice at the very top here is that what they call a moon. I don't think it's a moon. And then it is also counting out what looks like something, planets maybe. Here's 7, but then it looks like a couple more over here. I don't know. I don't know what this all represents so far, but it shows a deer, the trees, like they're in the woods. things floating above them, like, drones. I don't know. It's very trippy to look at it this way, using our technology as an interpretation. I know it's far-fetched, but it's a stab at it. So yeah, is that crazy? I mean, you're sitting on, and what I fear with this report thing going on in chats are, well, call them what you want, trolleys, shills. I stuttered when I said that. I don't know why. It was like an ancient memory came out, and it blocked me. Yeah, I could come on your show and just start hitting report to all of some of your best people that are watching and following you, and mess things up. It's not a good feature. It really isn't. And you're right, absolutely. It leans negative. I think that most people can handle themselves. And like with me, if there was a problem going on in my chat, I would just block the person. It's just that simple. Exactly. They have been separating us for a long time. I think they've been separating us for a long time, and they hit the 3 key points of humanity. And they went, what we would think they'd go top to bottom, but they went bottom to top. Bottom to top is spiritual, mental, and physical. You'd think they'd physically put us in a pen and tell us what for. No. They spiritually separated us, especially the boomer generation. We walked away. I mean, we may not like dogma, religion. I have my issues. But we totally walked away. We walked away, and, we crumbled that paper cup up and threw it in the garbage. And then we all went around and picked up a new religion, science. And look where that religion's been taking us. But they hit us spiritually first. They separated us from that. And then mentally, the boomer generation didn't kind of carry on with the family glue, as I call it. When you're holding up, hold on a second here. When I grew up, my grandmother was the rock Gibraltar glue of the family. Everything revolved around her. All the meals, all the kids, all of the problems. We had a huge family when I was a kid. And then my generation, my brother, my cousins, and I, we lost it. We're all spread out. So the mental, and friends too, but friends kind of, that's a little bit of a norm, but family really just splayed, spread out. And a lot of people tell me it's the same for them, So they hit us mentally that way. And also, our jobs. I remember when I was a kid, everybody worked right next to each other on an assembly line or in an office. And then they put up the partitions and you're all separated. Well, now it's all virtual. It's, a lot of people are working from home. So they hit us mentally. Now, the last layer they need to put on that cake is the physical, and you're seeing it happen. They're physically now saying, stay away. And what's really unfortunate here is there's going to be a share of people after this is all said and done who are still just going to be really germophobic, people-phobic. I don't know. It's like that, post-traumatic stress syndrome. They're going to be carrying this for a while. And it's hard right now as it is. It's so hard out there with some people. I feel so badly. I don't want to say sorry, badly for them. because they're so wrapped up in the paranoia. But anyway, I digress on. I didn't mean to go down that route today. I really didn't. But yes, they have implemented the separation, for Agenda 2030. That's my zipper, by the way. Not me, Putin. That was my zipper. I was on my pocket. But yeah, yes, yeah, you're absolutely, that's a great point. Back in the aughts, they started separating us with the phones, the cell phones. You don't even talk to people anymore. You just text a little emoji in there, Yeah, the separation's been going on, and now we're hitting the physical. Now they're pushing the actual, and if you notice that, if you study the matrix, I'm going to call it that to just keep it simple here. If you look at the matrix of it all, okay, because that's what I mean, we are, let's face it. We're nothing but little hollow atoms with a bunch of air in between, in reality, holding electricity and water in place. Let's put that. Yeah, they started the matrix back, I would say, in the mid-late 50s with the spiritual. They said, oh, the 60s, get them following rock stars, not God. And so the spiritual and then the mental, I believe, obviously, once they really, hook, lined, and sinkered us around the 70s and 80s and 90s of TV, mentally, helped us solidify that matrix. And then now physically they feel comfortable enough to roll it out. There it goes. That's how I'm kind of trying to simply visualize it. Yes, I hate to say it, my dear friends, we are gathered here today to witness the fact that we didn't leave Catholicism, Judaism, Islam, pick your religion behind. We just dropped it and picked up a new religion, science. Instead of priests in black robes, we've got degreed dudes in white coats. One stone and three cats. Hello, how are you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Hold on. Bam. Got to give my crew the blue woo. Okay, everybody's good. I'm so glad you came in. That's great, Spirit in the Sky Blue. That is so, yes. If you do, what's this, Jordan Maxwell. Jordan Maxwell does the best wordology, and that would be right up his alley. Yes, we have to conduct ourselves. You're absolutely right. Yes, we lost our grandparents, and that was the glue of the family, the glue of the religion. And then, like I said, we lost it mentally with each other. Now, sometimes for me, it is a little hard when I'll call somebody, leave a message, and they text me back. It's like, I would have texted you if I wanted that kind of social distancing, I guess. I'm sorry, I digress in my own personal. But yeah, I think now the physical is moving out, and there you roll. Hey, I wanted to say, one stoner, today, here, I'll tell you what. Let me bring down the curtain. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Let me bring down the curtain. I want to show you something. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. It's just me now in the blue. But this is what I've been doing today. I just got this. I went to a new dispensary. It's called Island Girl by Rolling Stone. It's some really nice, what I like about this is it has, I don't know, it has like the right amount of CBD in it, just a smidge, where you're not really high, but you feel just like you can go do things. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, I just had to throw that out to one stoner because we're puff buds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I've been on for an hour. I'm going to wind it down, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Boy, this has been great. I just love everybody who came in today. And one stoner, I'm going to try and catch one of. Oh, I'm back. So sorry for that. I just hit a button. I don't know what happened. I just hit a button and everything went on. So anyway, I want to say goodbye to everybody. Thanks so much for coming in. And one stoner, I'm going to come over to your show very soon. Of course, Lisa, I'll catch you on your show Sunday. And whoever else is in here, take care, be well, and stay frosty.